Mental wallbang. Don't see that one too often, but
unfortunately, Coffin is not an option. Oh, it pre-fired! Oh, true! 90-degree, no scope, no problem!
will still be 3 on this beat fight. First man dead. And second. 3, 4, 1,
Like just for a little bit, now he's going to be making his way over the dark and around it on Zubok. And get across the get a retake! Be aware that it may be dark. Oh man, Frosty, he's got it!
He could have managed that economy well. Oh,
Pushing grabs, he could have a second if he goes for it. He just pushes out again. This is more. What is that from QB1? He wants it. He wants the game. He wants to be able to say QB1 with an 81 angle. Right into the crosshair Frosty. And he shuts it down. FJ now knows where to look. Frosty finds another. He's not taking any prison. Frosty with a third.
Contact. In position. They have me pinned. Weapons hot. Got one. Yeah. He's down. This area is clear.
the last man alive.
He has to go.
The clutches out the 1v3. He's knocked down low from that already. 32 seconds left, and it doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. Hyenas Unity pick up the final kill and win the Volpid series 3-1 on Inferno.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Volpid series. Today we have a game on our hands between MetriX and Team Volpid, with MetriX starting on the CT side and Volpid trying to get themselves the first pistol round on the T side. They're going to go straight up banana. They're going to shoot a couple of the players, and that's a successful first push, putting it down to a 3 versus 5 already. They're here to take B control. There is a member in the back of the B site. He does get dealt with eventually, but it takes it down to a 4 versus 2 initially within the round, where these two remaining members can rotate through banana. Is that we're going to see, because one falls down instantly to the USP that MBDK was holding. However, Nilnes has now got himself into a 1 versus 3. One on Coffins shoots towards his position, but the crossfire is just too strong, and they lose the first pistol round, with QBY taking 60% of the enemy team down in that first round. A very successful push straight through banana towards the B site by Team Volpid, only losing 1 member through that entire push, and now they're going to have an economic bonus as they head into the second round. Expecting them to convert on this round as well. And it looks like they're going to be going straight for some kind of alt mid push, with others setting up smokes towards the area. Smoke goes out by Nixel right there. And we see some members of MetriX holding off the mid area. They only have Deagles and a CZ on their side against the 1 AK that Volpid do have, but as they push out of apps, it does not go particularly well for them. It's straight down to a 2 versus 3. Unfortunately for MetriX, they can't recover any guns, but they get it down to a 3 versus 1 instantly. And now MFG is the last remaining member of Volpid to look for anything within this round. He has still got 1 minute and 17 seconds left. And he does manage to convert onto a 1 member of the CT side that was trying to pick up any kind of gun. It's a Mac 10 versus 2 Deagles. 1 Mac 10 and a Deagle, and he converts onto both of them. He sprays perfectly and then recovers the AK that they did buy in that previous round, and might be able to convert it to a 3rd round already. And just going to trade around some guns, but that's definitely going to not be very beneficial for the CT side. It looks so convincing. They were in a 1 versus 3, but a perfect clutch out there by the side of Team Volpid. And they're going to look for as much as possible in this early round. Winning with the pistol round obviously does give you a benefit in terms of the economy. Obviously the CT side is having to go for a poor buy yet again, and whilst Volpid do swing out, they do only take yet 2 members down for the side of MetriX, sorry. And they have 2 remaining members, whereas Volpid have 3 members with AKs just wandering around the A site right now. However, there's 1 inside of CT spawn. Checking out another flashbang is MDBK, and he converts that round yet again. 3-0 for Volpid, and it's looking rather convincing right now. Can the CT start to buy any kind of weapons and utility? Yes, they can. A bunch of M4s and an AWP even in this situation are being brought up by MetriX, and Volpid might have an actual round on their hands already, with 1 minute and 55 already heading out into the round. And MetriX, we're going to see how they decide to set up. Looks like there's going to be 3 towards the A side and 2 towards banana, a fairly default split. 1 towards mid, however, there is 1 on the A side pushing out rather aggressively in towards apps, potentially trying to catch out anybody that will be lurking, or even trying to get towards that position for the side of Team Volpid. MDBK is going to recover the bomb, and they look to already have control of banana, which means they could look to try and rotate towards that position, and it might be exactly what they will be trying to do. A flashbang does go out towards mid, but they've already rotated through tunnel towards banana and over towards the B site. Does this crossfire that MetriX have stand up against the utility that they will be throwing out on the side of Team Volpid? It looks like they're going to be heading out straight away. However, the team MetriX does start getting a bunch of kills through this crossfire. Atlanta has managed to convert 1 in it straight down to a 3 versus 4, but they have got control of this B site now. MetriX is going to have to play retake against the 3 remaining members of Team Volpid. They have got 1 inside of church and construction. They're going to be looking to try and get towards that area of the site. Some smokes and some flash are going to be heading out now, but they do have the AWP in their pocket. Does that give them the benefit of this round? It is a 4-3, and they're going to be sending 2 through church. Do they know that there are these members inside of the site itself? 2 fall down over towards the coffin area, and the last member is over towards sandbags and banana, picking up the AK-47. They push through, and Atlanta falls, and that is MetriX winning their first round, and that's a perfect retake that they do towards the B bomb site. Volpid losing too many members and then not being able to hold a decent enough crossfire to be able to convert that round. They might have enough money to be able to buy up for this round. They do exactly that. But MetriX can save more cash for the next round, potentially. Obviously, they did lose a decent few members, so their economy isn't perfect. But it looks like they have got themselves another buy with this round, also managing to save themselves yet another AK. Looks like they brought 3 towards Banana in this round, whereas Volpid look to have 4 members over towards apps and mid, with just 1 member lurking out towards B. He could catch up anybody that's looking to play particularly aggressive. They flash off the member in apartments, and well, he could catch someone off right now. He finds 1, but he doesn't manage to find the trade. There's a 1-for-1. However, MFG has gone straight through the incendiary grenade, and he's straight over towards mid and the car side bomb site. Pawn inside of pit right now is the one to take a couple of kills. He sends the round back into their favor. QBY does trade yet again on a member inside of tunnel that was pushing aggressively through B, and they've left the bomb inside of their spawn area around T ramp, and they might even head towards Banana. He knows that 2 are coming through mid though, and they jump straight into his crosshairs. Does he know that there is a second one there right now, QBY? He is the integral member right now. He finds yet another kill, and he clutches the round out for Volpid, getting them another round win. And he is going to be yet another round for Volpid, and they're going to be pausing the match, however, Pawn, for MetriX, and looks like they're going to be discussing what's actually going wrong in this situation. It might also be that they might be going for some kind of split buy rather than a save. They have got 2 members already buying full armor right now, -1 350 on their side, but it does also give Volpid the time to talk about what they want to be doing in this round. So it looks like they have pretty much full utility, only MFG not having a couple flashbangs in his pocket or a frag grenade, but even then, MetriX look to be going for some kind of split buy. They have a scout alongside some deagles. Whether this works out for them or not is going to be seen in this round. A knife goes into the back of Nixel, only doing a couple bits of damage, but even then that could end up being his demise depending on what happens through this round. Looks like we're going to have 1 lurked out Banana, and MFG finds a kill already. A flashbang did go out for the side of Atlanta as well, which leads him to convert the kill. Yet another one goes down inside of apps. They're just trying to play too aggressively, and whilst they do find yet another kill in return, that is Spaghetti finding 1 onto QBY. They only have the scout and a deagle left. The scout is even inside of CT's spawn right now, and the deagle is the last remaining gun up. He's looking towards the bomb actually, and he could actually try and find something here. He does. MDBK does fall to his dig, and the scout has now come out towards his position. They're able to hold off the diffuser 4 now, but it's straight to a 1 versus 3, and the round is converted for Volpid. And once they do find 2 members, that's not going to hit the economy of Volpid too much at the moment, and MetriX are going to be looking to try and get themselves a full buy right now, using up every single last bit of cash that they have in their back pockets, even including an AWP right now. 2 M4A1Ss though in terms of the M4A4. Obviously some members are going to be favouring that gun instead of the other. Looks like they're going to be sending 2 towards Banana yet again. And the 1 lurking member of QBY just peeks out aggressively yet again, but gets punished this time. Luckily, obviously, MTX have taken a decent amount of damage towards that side, and depends what Volpid want to do now, because they have lost a member. And obviously, that's not going to be great for them, but they're going to look to try and find any kind of pick and then look to rotate towards that area of the map. They've left the bomb yet again towards the bike in CT spawn, and they're going to use that to look to pick up on their way back to rotate through anywhere. They're going to start setting up and execute right now. Some smokes and a molly heading out for Nixel right now. And looks like they're going to go straight through mid, which is exactly what they do here. Another smoke heading out for MDBK as he pushed up very aggressively into apartments. There's 1 still lurking over towards Banana side, and yet another kill goes in the favor of Volpid right now. MFG picks off the last remaining member towards library side, and yet another one falls on this A-bomb site. The last one remaining is actually on the A-bomb site, and he falls. What do the 2 remaining members of MetriX do? Do you sit on side this B site and look to save as you lose yet another round? Or are you actually going to try and contest this 2 versus 3? They might not even know that the bomb is heading up towards here now, but they do have the confirmation. It looks like they're just going to be sitting rather passively in the back of the B bomb site on New Box and the dark spot in the corner. It looks like they're just going to be saving. They have got 2 M4s in their pocket, and they do have one member with a rather low amount of HP. They don't want to be losing these guns in this situation, as their economy is already down in the depths, let's just say. And if they can find maybe one exit kill, if one's trying to look towards their position, there is one in Church and Construction right now, and they might be able to hear his positioning. And there is yet another rotating towards B as well. What happens here? One does fall for the side of Volpid, and do they try and reflag him? Yes, they do, but he loses his life yet again. And well, lucky for MetriX, they managed to hold on to their weapons, but Volpid knew that if they could find any of those kills, then they could force MetriX into yet another split buy. They're even having to force themselves out with an MP9 right now alongside their 4 M4s. 5 AKs for the side of Volpid. It looks like they don't really favour the AWP alongside mid in this map, and it looks like that's for good use as they're going to be heading straight up Banana. They know that they don't contest it so much on the B site, and there's already a smoke blocking off CT. Only one member remaining around New Box. He does find a kill, and the other is around Coffins right now. That has looked to slow up the push, as there's yet another that's managed to rotate towards CT spawn. Atlanta, however, has got him into this nice position, and he finds a kill. There's yet another kill going down onto the bomb site, and they trade over towards Coffins. It's now a 2 versus 3, actually, as Volpid do have control of the bomb site itself. The bomb is going to be going down around default position on the coffin itself. And well, what did MetriX do? Yet again, they found themselves in a 2 versus 3 where they're completely off the bomb site itself. Do they save yet again? They only have an MP9. They do have an M4, but they have also got full utility in their pockets as well. Seems that they might want to save all of that for the next round because they are inside of the alt middle apartments, inside of housing and on the bridge right now. Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be a full save. Volpid are just going to rotate over towards A, obviously not to take as much bomb damage as possible, and to look towards where they can catch any MetriX members off guard. That's not the case, and Volpid are already at 7-1. Convincingly winning right now, and it's just across the board, they just seem to be really stunting the work of MetriX. And MetriX aren't playing particularly aggressively on Banana, which seems to be one of their downfalls. Every so often, Volpid send multiple members up there to look towards and try and punish this area. It seems to be QBY is the main one just looking for something like that, and he might even go over there again. He throws one on towards Car, the Molotov, and now he's going to hide inside of the logs like he did a few rounds ago. Whereas members of Volpid are rotating straight through arch side of mid, and 2 of them have managed to trade themselves into that area. One's going to hold off inside of CT spawn, look to try and catch the rotate, but one has managed to trade themselves on the A bomb site. That is yet another managing to get onto that bomb site. Atlanta manages to trade himself onto it, and the bomb is in Nixel's hands as he looks to come through car side. Oh, sorry, truck side, and look to plant the bomb around the default position. It's now a great hunt for the side of Yorick, and he is rotating himself down Banana right now over towards bottom mid. I don't reckon they'll know exactly where he is, as they have got 2 members on A and 2 members on B right now, but Yorick looks like he's just going to be running as far as possible. MFG might think he's in dark side, but he is not. He is inside of terrorist spawn right now. And well, it's been 3 kind of saves in a row for this side of MetriX right now, with 2 members in the past 2 rounds, just only 1 member in this past round. And it looks like whilst they do have some cash in their back pockets, remember, like Yols only had 50 before they lost that last round. Obviously, the loss bonus that they are going to be getting is going to give them some things, but even then, it's looking to go from dire situations to even worse ones at this state. They have got a 4 loss bonus, but however, it is 8-1 for the side of Volpid, and Volpid have got full AKs. They're going to be going for some kind of anti-eco round, as all members of MetriX have some little bits of armor And some digs. A beautiful shot there by Yorick onto Nixel. He's going to be the first one to go down. However, Atlanta pushing up mid, catches off Pawn, who was sitting inside of alt mid. Very aggressive plays, in fact, through apps right now from the side of MetriX. However, there is yet another Volpid member who's just sitting on side on B. Now let's shoot a couple shots towards MDBK. However, Yols on the flank. He's managed to pick himself up an AK. And it's a 3 versus 2 now that MFG has found yet another kill. Atlanta swings out yet again and Yorick falls. And the last remaining member is Yols, and he falls yet again on T-Ramp. Another AK that just falls out of their hands. And whilst they do manage to get themselves just some more cash, I guess, for this next round, it does take it down to even further bad situations as they head to 9-1 in the round count. They're going to take themselves a timeout here, and they're going to see what they actually want to do, because they've been getting punished every time they've bought. I don't think they've won a single full buy round. They only won round 4 from a defusal, and that actually, no, that was a buy, my bad, but they're going to be full buying right here. We've seen 2 orgs coming out, in fact. Maybe they're going to look to try and hold things from potentially a longer angle using that scope. Or maybe they're going to try and push out towards car, or maybe even truck side mid. Or something like that. Same buy, yet again, for the side of Volpid. And they have got a decent amount of cash in their back pocket with everyone apart from MDBK and Nixel. It looks to be the ones that are buying for everyone else playing this kind of support style. 2 members of MetriX are looking to be towards mid, and one might push out rather aggressively. Yols, he finds 1 kill on the AWP right there towards the truck side. And that is 1 member falling. Milnes finds yet another as a second, and he manages to hide himself inside of Cubby on Arch side. MDBK, however, does trade himself onto Yols through the smoke, and that is the AWP that has now fallen. Milnes is going to chuck a couple flashes towards the A site, as they now know that the push is going to be coming from that area. Will they be able to recover the AWP or not? MFG is going to smoke himself out inside of apps, and Atlanta might even be lurking through mid. However, he's just going to be holding off the banana flank maybe, but there's 2 members over towards A right now. One is currently inside, well, maybe even on top of the balcony right now. He is not actually, falls to the side of MDBK, and Lil Nurse is the only one on the bomb site itself. He gets traded down and straight to a 2 versus 2. One is over towards Arch side and Library, and yet another of MetriX's members is going to rotate through Arch side. This is going to come down to a 2 versus 2 retake. A flash heads over, well, a frag actually, and a Molotov is going to be sat down on the A bomb site. Looks like MFG's rotated around the mid side, and he could punish them right now if they do not know where he is. 1 member falls, and whilst Spaghetti is going to find another. He's got the AWP in his hands, but does he know where MFG is? MFG is going to be rotating towards him right now and shoot a couple bullets towards his direction. He's going to tap the bomb again, but he's only jiggle peeking right now. And whilst poor Spaghetti does find the kill there, the round does not go in his favour, and he can't even recover the AWP. Yet another round going in Volpid's side, and it's 10-1 already. It looks like, well, I don't want to say anything too quickly, but Volpid are definitely in the driving seat in this match. It looks like everyone on their side is going positive, apart from Nixel. He's going to have to get himself out of that situation. Obviously, he's looking to be the support player, but in a 10-1 scoreline round, you can't expect everything of him. Looks like there's another partial buy for the side of MetriX, and they simply are lacking, not necessarily the utility, but they're just getting not necessarily outstratted, but it seems that Volpid know what they're doing, unlike the side of MetriX, who are simply just having to be too reactionary for their liking. It looks like Volpid have pushed up towards banana, and they might catch someone off who decides to push a little bit too aggressively. That is not, however, the case. In fact, there's an SG for QBY right now. He's taken some damage, so it might be that he's either run through one of those mollies or something of the sort. In fact, a frag grenade does go out and tag multiple members, but as soon as Paul pulls through, he is instantly taken down by Atlanta, and now Volpid are going to be looking to go towards the bomb site itself. There are 2 members on top of B, but a boost manages to take Volpid on towards the bomb site itself. There are 2 towards construction and church right now, and yet another member of MetriX is rotating towards T side. Sorry, CT spawn, but he does get taken down instantly. This is now just the members remaining in construction and church in a 2 versus 4. They might try and fight this one out, and they do that instantly. Lil Menace does manage to find yet another kill for the side of MetriX, but it does not look like it's going to be converted into anything. Another round converted for Team Volpid yet again, and MetriX are just falling constantly. They did manage to survive for the late round in that situation, but even then, they didn't win that round. It's 11-1. It's so convincing of a scoreline that Volpid could even pretty much just troll in these next few rounds. They're not going to do that. They're buying up yet again. MDBK is the one with the SG right now. And MFG is going to be looking to play rather aggressively in Banana. He finds one, gets to get traded by the FAMAS of Yorick, but even then, the damage might have been done as he's just sitting inside of sandbags and he gets taken down by QBY and Atlanta, who head towards his position. Some more utility heads out as they look towards B. Obviously, they don't know that there is nobody there. They know the only member might just be rotating through CT spawn and getting in towards construction and church right now. One's pushing rather aggressively in there. Frank Yoles manages to find that kill, and it's down to a 3 versus 3, so it's winnable even though they do have 2 Deegs in their possession. It depends whether they find these kills or not. Pawn does go down to the side of MDBK, and Atlanta is holding the banana flank where one of the remaining members of MetriX is. Lil Nellis is going to be hiding at the bottom of T ramp, and they could actually find an exit kill around here. However, it looks like MetriX have decided that it's time to fall back and try and save for as many pushes on these later rounds as possible. Bomb is going to fall. Lil Nas does find an exit kill, so it's going to be taking yet another gun away from Volpid that they have to buy back, but that literally does not matter right now. They've literally tens of thousands in the bank right now, whereas MetriX are kind of struggling around the 3 to 4k mark in each separate round. They do manage to buy an AWP here, but even then, look, Yorick has absolutely no utility in his back pocket. It's all of their resources being put into Lil Nez to peek mid with this AWP and look for as many picks as possible. He does not find a single one as of yet, and they do manage to get out through Banana. Atlanta being the first one to take any point of contact, and more utility is being thrown out so they can take with control and push it back. Nixel manages to find yet another smoke bang. We've seen a bunch of those in this game, and there's only one remaining member towards construction. Lil Nez takes a little bit of damage as he is one of those members towards CT spawn, and there's even a lurker for Volpid inside the A site if MetriX do try and fall back. They do know he's there, though. MDBK falls to the AWP of Lil Nez, and whilst he does find one kill, is it worth full investment they took to try and buy that weapon? They're sending 2 members out, Volpid, to try and lurk towards their own mid and maybe even alt mid area. They might even try to push towards A and try and take as many guns away from MetriX. At this point, Volpid have such a massive economy that even if they lose all of themselves, they will be able to just buy these guns back. They take one down, however, Nixel does instantly fall yet again to the SG that Yoles has recovered. They even are trying to congregate onto more of them, and MetriX lose every single member in that late round situation. We saw people running away from the bomb site, but even then, they just lost every single member, and they just lost the AWP. Obviously, Volpid aren't going to be taking that off. They instead decided, oh, you know what? It's round 15. We're just going to take ourselves an M249 alongside 4 AKs. And it's a very split buy by the side of MetriX. However, it's a 1-for-1 trade inside of Banana right now. Obviously, a very precarious thing we just watched with a bunch of members getting flashed. Pawn just managed to trade himself 1-for-1, but even then it's still a 3 versus 3, and there's so many different members that are just scattered around the map for Volpid. Is there any way that MetriX get any kind of intel without getting flanked or punished for anything? Some smokes and flashes are going to head out towards Banana side. They might look to just try and push towards B, but that is where MetriX have the majority of their members. It might even be worth just heading towards Pit, because the weakness of the scout could be punishable here. However, does manage to find a kill onto MFG, and could this be the second round for MetriX right now? It is a 2 versus 3, and there are members rotating over for MetriX. There's one inside of pit and one over towards library side. Yols on library side does get punished, however. Flash heads out for Lil Ness to peek on, and he does find yet another kill. It's now a 1 versus 2, but the bomb has gone down. It is a 1 versus 2, and Nixel has only got 2 remaining HP. Does he even manage to convert this kill? 5 remaining HP on the side of Lil Ness. He does manage to convert that kill. However, there is one looking to defuse, and Yorick does find that kill in the end. He will pick up the second round for MetriX against Team Volpid, and can they continue any kind of momentum they might have got in this half? Towards that next half, it was such a convincing T side for the side of Volpid, and to be honest, I don't see this going any other way. They had tens of thousands left in the bank at the end of that half, and well, as they head towards their CT side, we're going to see how they actually try and hold off what could have been some of their own tricks. We saw throughout that last round, Volpid were just playing incredibly aggressively towards Banana, and even in some of the rounds, MetriX just weren't able to hold it off. They were just getting punished constantly over towards that side of the map, and it seems that the B site was definitely Volpid's favourite throughout that round. You can see even in the round history, they consistently managed to get the bomb down. And well, it was mainly over towards that B site. Obviously in that last round, he was taken away and counter-defused by the side of MetriX, but they have just got some things that they need to sort out. Only one member of theirs is really picking up the slack right now, going 12, 1 and 12, but none of them are dropping a big fat donut at the moment, which is something they're going to be loving to hear. Right, we're going to have pistol round heading out now. Some members of Volpid are buying armor, only some members of the other T side are doing the same. Looks like they're going to be going for a little bit of utility within this T round. A beautiful one tap there by QBY onto Yols, and he's going to be trying to find as many other people on alt mid as possible. He takes them all down. Nixel, in fact, does manage to find one of them, but 5-2 already, and the only 2 remaining members of MetriX are going towards the B side. Do they know that there is one in the back of the bomb site there? No, they don't. MFG managed to find one, and it's down to a 1 versus 5 for Pawn. He falls straight down, and that is 14 rounds for Volpid, and they won the pistol round. MetriX is going to have to go for such a split buy in this situation. They all managed to have helmet and armor, but even then they're only running Deegs and max 10s. QBY has decided, oh, you know what, it's time to pick up the PP Bison, and he's done exactly that, but he has also got full utility in his pocket to try and hold off as many members of MetriX as possible, and they're just stunted so badly. There's 2 even pushing down mid right now, looking to punish them as quickly as possible. Yols, however, does come around on the flank, and Atlanta's the only one that managed to find any kind of kill for Volpid. Yet another does fall, and Volpid are going to have to play rather aggressively to try and trade themselves out of this sticky situation in a 2 versus 4. Is this yet another round for MetriX? They're going to pick up the bomb from the bike right here around housing and T spawn. And they're going to look to try and potentially execute up towards A. And Negiev, in fact, is in the pocket of MFG. And, well, is that what they need to hold off this push? Looks like all 4 are going to be going through Arch side. And they're going to be flashing themselves out. A flash and an incendiary are in their pockets. But no, obviously the CT side did hear them run away going towards this CT side, but whether they even look to chase them or not is going to be a different story. They've even got a Mag 7 in their pocket. Is that going to help them in this long angle? Currently, MetriX don't know. They haven't got anybody around here, but they will know now as the fact they just haven't got a CT smoke, but that does not matter. They get cleaned up by the MP9. And, well, another round does go in the favour of MetriX, even after they lost that pistol round. It just seems to be pistol round doesn't win them absolutely everything right now. Obviously, 2 rounds and 2 Volpid are on a match-winning situation, but have to get there first. MetriX is going to be going up alt mid yet again, as they were doing on their pistol round. Sending 2 up towards Banana as well, looking to be somewhat default, obviously not sending any presence toward mid right now. Having some members holding off any aggression, but even then, MDBK is the first one to find a kill, and that's even with the 5-7. He is instantly, well, QBY and himself are traded, but it's instantly down to a 3 versus 3, and Paul manages to find an opening frag over towards the banana side. They might even choose to rotate back over towards A as they have found more kills over towards that area. The only member to be able to hold them off over towards B, in fact, is Nixon. He's going to be pushing up rather aggressively, but gets punished straight away for it. Pawn takes him down, and Yorick is going to be following over towards the B-bomb site. The only remaining member is MDBK, who managed to find them a kill early on into the round. He's only got a 5-7 in his hands, and well, saving that isn't going to be particularly fantastic for him. He's looked to pick himself up a flash and a MAC-10. So if he can get himself towards this bomb site, he might have a chance, but there's AKs, MP9s, and everything to be able to hold him off for any kind of push. He's going to be heading down banana, and more time ticks away from him. Whether he even has a defuse kit is going to be another story. He might look for a couple kills and then look to fall back. He's inside of banana right now, and he finds one kill. That is Yorick falling down, and he finds another, but the jumping member of Yols does manage to convert onto him, and he has grabbed the AK, and he's even carrying across 2 flash grenades and a smoke. Obviously dropping some things, but receiving an AWP in his hands. Well, Volpid look to be going for yet another sort of save round rather than a kind of broken buy. The only thing being bought in this situation is a frag grenade, and they're all going to be running down mid. Do MetriX know this right now? The AWP is right there, and he falls. There's only one member remaining for the side of MetriX, and that is Yorick. He falls to the USP. How is that allowed to happen? The round goes in the favor of Volpid, and that could be game losing for the side of MetriX. They are only 4-15. Volpid rush straight down mid, and they rush themselves into match point right now for this one map series that we have. And well, it looks like they've just been playing rather aggressively. They have been able to look for these kinds of things. So it looks like MetriX, however, are going to be going up towards banana and finding the opening kill of the remaining round. Obviously, MFG is going to be the last main member. It's going to be able to hold him off right now. The UMP that Yorick's actually going to flash himself in with does not do anything. However, he does manage to trade himself with Pawn, managing to find a kill. 3-4 is now the man count, and even then there's 2 members of Volpid on A and only 1 on B. Do MetriX try and go for some kind of A hit, because that could actually spell some kind of demise. They only have a Tech 9 and a Deagle with 2 AKs against 2 potential AKs, and even maybe an AWP over towards this area. In fact, it isn't AWP over towards Arch side. If they haven't got a flashbang, it's going to go from bad to worse for them. The AWP finds a kill, and even incendiary grenades that area off. He does not manage to get away, though. Paul manages to trade him out, so there's only one member of Volpid over towards this area, and he's sat inside of pits. Does he know there's one member in cemetery above him? No, he does not. And it's straight to a 3 versus 1. MetriX plant the bomb, and well, it's an AK versus 3 members, an AK versus the world. And if he can even get himself in truck side, he's gonna be seen. He cannot. QBY falls, and even though it is match point, MetriX managed to hit back with a 5th round. Round number 21 is going to start now, and Volpid have got themselves a somewhat split buy. They're bringing an AWP and a scout at this point, and well, whether that benefits them or not is going to be seen throughout this next part of the round. Looks like there's going to be one sat towards mid, and there's another one in bottom mid towards apps, another one in apps itself. So if MetriX go too quickly on this hit, they could get punished. MFG just managed to find a kill, but he's instantly traded by the AK, and that's an AWP on the ground right now for the Volpid. If the scout member can pick up that AWP, that's going to go very beneficially for them, but even then, MetriX find a kill onto MDBK, and whilst there is another kill falling for QB White, straight to a 3 versus 3, and there's one potentially looking to play rather aggressively in Banana, but he does get taken down. Nixel, that might be a round-winning kill, as now he can hear more people heading towards the B bomb site, and people are starting to rotate now. If he can find yet another kill, that will be the dub, the win for Team Volpid. That is exactly the case. They win the round 16-5, and well, that was a pretty convincing game, if I can say so myself, and well, very well played by both members. It looks like that this game from the Volpid series will be going to Team Volpid themselves against the team of MetriX. And well, that was a fairly convincing game. You are from Team Volpid, am I right?
Yeah, I'm Team Volpid.
Hello. Well, a very convincing win for you there, 16-5. Can you just tell us about what were you thinking in those last rounds where you, well, one of them in particular was when you pushed down mid very aggressively on a save round. What do you think? What were the comms leading up to that, and like what was happening during it?
Yeah, so to be honest, in my head, that round was kind of a loss. So I was kind of just thinking of the economy and how we could have a full buy for the next round. So I think if I remember, I think we had one player on 1,900, everyone else was on 2.2. We had one person saving for an op. So it was one of those just kind of throwaway rounds. And I honestly, I don't know what happened and how we ended up winning it. It kind of just spiraled.
Well, there might have been a couple whiffs on the side of MetriX, but you won the round nonetheless. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm sure I'll see when I watch it back. But I think the ramp player was caught off guard, and then I think there was 3-second mid, and just a good one to win.
Well, yeah, you also fairly convincing on your CT side as well, winning something like 13-2 or even 14-1. I don't remember the exact split. However,
I think it was 13-2 going into CT. Yeah, T side 13-2.
Yeah, you were very convincing throughout your CT side. Is there like a prep that goes in beforehand as to how you're? Well, sorry, you were very convincing on your T side. I mean, no,
I understood. Don't worry.
Is there any prep that goes into potentially defaults, or just how you're looking to try and exploit the enemy team?
Honestly, it's actually the funniest thing. So we had 2 stand-ins that game. Right now it's a little bit messy. We're kind of in a rebuild mode on main team, so we're waiting for all kind of current tournaments to finish up before we officially rebuild. So we're short on players. So 2 stand-ins who have never, one of them was on the team previously, and the other we have never played before with. On top of that, I haven't been playing any CS for 5 or 6 days now due to personal reasons. So that was today. Coming in and playing was literally the first time I was touching CS in almost a week. On top of, I think we had another player in a similar situation. So no prep, no nothing. We didn't even practice. It's been a week. I don't know.
And it seems there was a very spontaneous win there. Starting playing, just hoping. Well, not necessarily hoping for the best, but just going in there and just slapping people about. Really, at this point.
Yeah, it was just kind of very basic calling as well. Obviously, usually as an IGL, you just call default and rely on taking space. But this game I was just kind of, I guess everyone was naturally filling. If someone saw someone going towards mid, they would head second mid. There wasn't even comms. It wasn't even commed. Everyone kind of just naturally did it and filled. It was, I can't even explain.
Everyone was just doing their own thing at that point.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. But yeah, well played, and congratulations on the win, really.
Thank you. Yeah, looking forward to the main stage now.
Hell yeah, well, I'll probably see you another time, but yeah, well played, and yeah.
For sure. Thanks. Right. See you. Bye.
There's the wallbang. Don't see that one too often, but...
Unfortunately, topping is not an option. Oh, it's pre-fired! Oh, true! 90 degree, no scope, no problem!
We'll still be 3 on this B side, first man dead. And second. 3!
Fletches for a little bit, now he's going to be making his way over the dark, and I'll run it on to box. I'm going to get this cross. Get a retake! Be aware that it may be dark. Oh man, Frosty, he's got it!
He could have managed that economy well. Oh!
Pushing grabs, he could have a second if he goes for it. He just pushes out again. There's his more. What is that from QB1? He wants it. He wants the game. He wants to be able to say QB1 with an 80 squad angle. Right into the crosshair Frosty. And he shuts it down. FJ now knows where to look. Frosty finds another. He's not taking any prisoners. Frosty with a third.
Contact. In position. They have me pinned. Weapons hot. Got one. Yeah. He's down. This area is clear.
The last man alive.
He has to go
has
huge.
to clutch this out the 1v3. He's knocked down low from that already. 32 seconds left, and it doesn't matter, ladies and gentlemen. Hyenas Unity pick up the final kill and win the Volpid series 3-1 on Inferno.